Boom, bam. Another episode of Industrial Strength Dopeness. I think this episode 3, man. We're kicking it off right. We got a lot of interviews lined up, and it's feeling great. We got a lot of industrial strength, dope ass motherfuckers coming on, man. Beautiful human beings, amazing people doing amazing things in the world, man. And today we got Illy Cartier, the fashion assassin. Y'all got to get up on her build a bag movement and everything. We're going to chop it up. You know what I mean? A phenomenal, amazing, bright soul in this world, making big moves that you should know about, doing big designs that you should see. Tap in. What's up, girl?
Man, not much. Same old, same old. Just trying to take over the world from both from the East Coast, West Coast, whole world. Like just trying to mentally, just trying to not be exhausted and just like trying to align my mental with my physical and just like stand on the ground. Pretty much.
Well, that's right, man. Well, we appreciate having you here on Industrial Strength Dopeness. We do things like this. Every interview starts with the same question. And that question is, if you made a song about your morning, this morning, you hit the studio right now and made a song about this morning, what would the title of that song be?
Blessed to be alive.
Blessed to be alive? Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, blessed to be alive. So here's how it works. Here's how the show works. We're just going to talk and have a regular conversation. If you can organically, naturally, not forcing it, not just say it, but if you can, like in a slick, cool way, organically slide in, blessed to be alive, that title in the conversation, every time you do it, we'll donate 1% of the monetization from this clip to your favorite charity.
Okay.
I'm saying
That make me
so.
feel blessed to be
So
alive.
boom. Yeah, blessed to be alive. So I see you kicked it off right there. So yeah, okay, that's how we do it. See, you'd be surprised. Some people might not. Yeah, it's wild how that shit works. I love doing it like this. So I appreciate you popping up on us. I wanted to just jump right into some fun, creative fashion talk. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of kick it off a little different in terms instead of going direct into bio or reality. Let's have some imagination moment real quick. I was thinking, if you could go back in time and design a line for any historical figure in the past, who would it be?
Malcolm X.
Ooh, the Malcolm X line. Let's talk about the Malcolm X line. What are you seeing? What's the immediate vision just in the air right now for that
Uh, Definitely the X, because I feel like I'm right now on this whole movement where I'm Xing out logos and it's just like the name. I'm on the movement like fucking name. It's just the name. So the X just stands for like I feel like he used the X to replace his last name, which he was given by slave givers. So it just means like fuck the history that you think that they put on us or whoever they told us that we was and we believed in all this time. And it's like it's just this. It doesn't mean none of what they told us is true. Not they talking about race, just like the world. So it's like now I stand for X and I put the meaning behind like my logo. So it would definitely be like it would be like the X, and then it'll definitely be like uh warrior wear. Warrior. I'm a warrior.
I like that.
Bulletproof.
What
Everything would have been bulletproof. He'd have still been here if I would have made the clothing line back then. Shit.
you said everything would have been bulletproof?
Yeah, he would have still been here. Like I feel like the way that like I got a bulletproof swag bag coming out. Like the way that I'm designing right now, a lot of the artists like or even influencers that probably have been like murdered, I think I'm gonna decrease that.
I like that. I like that intention.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that
So many
a
people getting taken
Malcolm
too
X,
fast.
I think you might pursue even a little bit of this Malcolm X vision, when we are off this interview moving forward, because this year is Malcolm X's 100th birthday. So El Haj Malik Shabazz turning 100 this year, right? The great icon. And I'm going to let you know right now, if you did make something that was really amazing, we could get it to his estate. You know what I'm saying? We could get it to his family. You feel me? So let's chop it up, off camera. You know what I mean? Because I
Okay.
like that. I like that you put Malcolm up right there for that. I like that answer a whole lot. So give me some, give us some insight on your inspiration and your process, and What was the first thing you designed, and what was the vision? Like, how can you design?
The vision in me designing was I was always like, my dad was a big time hustler, right? But my dad went to jail at a young age. So from him going to jail at a young age, I was my mom died at 2 of breast cancer. I was raised by my grandmother. So my grandmother was heavy. She's from Alabama, but moved to Washington, D.C. And my granddad is 100% Native American. So it's always been big on the not buying name brands. My grandmother always like, Jordan, man, Jordan won't spit on you if he was on fire. He ain't paying your way through college. You think you won't ever meet him? We ain't buying no Jordans in here. We ain't buying no Nikes in here. And I never know if she just said that because she couldn't afford it or she didn't want me to get it. So my first thing that I created was like shoes. It's so crazy. Like I see when I was younger and I used to paint shoes, right? And everybody's like, you paint shoes? People make millions of dollars painting shoes. Like you probably would have to show me somebody's shoe from like 2000 and I would be like, let me see, 85. Probably like 1996, you would have to show me somebody's shoe and to prove that they started painting shoes before me. I've been painting shoes since I was like 7, 8 years old. Like I started painting shoes, and but that came from like not being able to afford the Jordans, right? So I'm just buying cheap shoes, and then I'm blanking the logos out. So I've been blanking the logos out for a long time. I never just followed the trends. I always just created my own lane because I still wanted to be popular, but I think more so just the power to be heard, not like to be like everybody else. I just wanted to be known as a leader. And materialistic things kind of like grasp people's attention, and then you have to prove why you're a leader. So I couldn't afford materialistic things. So I had to create my own like dynamic of what's popping and what's not. And once people know that I'm popping, now I got their attention and I can lead them. So I went from painting shoes to like, okay, I know a lot of my cousins, they all had like I had a big family. I got a real big family. So imagine having a big family, then everybody might have old shoes. But I used to give a lot of my cousins ass whoopings because I do this shit so they do shoes too, right? If a motherfucker had a pair of shoes and I liked something on the shoe, I don't give a fuck if it was the strap, the shoe spring, the tongue. Don't go to sleep with them shoes around me. Cause you waking up, I don't give a fuck. It's gonna be a Barkley with a George Show and a bitch Potter. Man, I'm taking slant off your shoes. You might not notice
No
it now
shoe
when you
is
start
safe.
walking your shoes from the park. It was this shit called
Mm-hmm.
E2000. I can't make this shit up. It was like some super, super, super glue. I remember the first shoes I did this to was like the 16s. The 16s came out. Matter of fact, was the 16s the first shoes that came out? I think no, the 17s came to suitcase. They came out before the 17s. Uh, they came out I think like in like a royal blue and white, and then they came out like in a North Carolina blue and white, and then they came out like a black and silver. And I remember I put the North Carolina blue on the bottom of the black ones, and then like I had the Jordans and shit. Like I was like, man, I got the North Carolina. I was like, man, I got the UNC black 16. I'm like, man, this shit ain't even come out yet. But people couldn't really be like them fake because back then people weren't even knocking shoes off. They were like, man, that shit fire. And from there, I just started changing shoes. Like that was the first thing. And then just wanted to be the first girl in the NBA, right? But I was like, in high school, I think I was like 5'5", but I was averaging like 19 rebounds a game. Like I was like that in basketball. But I was like, I want to dunk. You feel me? I say, once he both. So in my situation at dunking it, at first I was like, man, I'm gonna make these shoes and I'm gonna take the springs from the mattress and glue them on the bottom of the shoe, right? This before the shoes that eBay came out that make your soles all strong. I was like, man, if I can put the mattress springs on the shoes and I can jump, I'm gonna jump higher. This is my whole synopsis of like dunking. So I was like, I kind of fucked my foot up one time because the spring went through the bottom of the shoe. I wasn't taking accountability for that. So I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna make a shoe that make you jump higher. So Vince Carter dropped the Boings. So I took the bottom of the Boeing and then I put them on them 16s. And I feel like I wasn't dunking, but I kind of like was having a rim on regulation. I had hot stuff. So everything was always simply basically like fix the problem. I never made something to be like, just hey, I just want to be flat. It was always like, what's the problem here? How can I fix this? And then I just addressed it with just things that I had in my area.
Innovator, pioneer. That's pure hip hop, man. You was working with what you had and making it count. And it feel like it was a blessing too, because it probably helped you really define your own individuality as like a human in those, pivotal young stages of life where we're figuring our whole dimension out. You know what I mean? So that seemed like a cool thing. And do you still have a pair of those early shoes?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you, like when I went to college, like my grandma ended up dying, and then a lot of things got sold from the house. And then at the same year, first year in college, I lost my storage, and a lot of stuff was in my storage. So like after my first year in college, when I came home, like all I kind of like really had left was like my mom's ashes, like probably like 1 or 2 baby pictures that somebody else had. And I really lost everything. I had a lot of resets in life where I just literally lost everything, like everything, and had to start over.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, it's happened to many greats, so it's just keep on, you keep on pushing and making it new and fresh. And as you did and kept shining and climbing and going further. And, I see nothing but the biggest celebrities on your Instagram, all the Shaqs and the Nick Cannons and the Cardi B's and you out here designing for so many people. Can we talk about the Build-A-Bag concept and your most memorable reaction from a celebrity figure that you designed for the bags?
All right. So like, I would say the Build-A-Bag, so everybody could just know what it is. Basically, I created this book bag that's a 5-in-1 book bag, and it started off at first with just like a book bag with a removable hood. I was living in Arizona. It's funny, and
Shout
really
out
was
AZ.
kind of semi like homeless at the time, like for real, like just standing in my car. I had a 1996 Chevy Lumina, and anybody know about them? They used to have security passcodes that like if you ain't really go to the dealership, you couldn't bypass them. So I used to have to lift up the hood and hide and
Pushing
run a
the
wire from the
aluminum?
battery. I was in the
Hey,
loan. I had to run the battery. I had to run the
aluminum?
wire from the transmission to the battery, and I used to jump start my car like that in front of
I
the strip
remember
club.
those.
That's how I know motherfuckers respected me. That's how I know niggas respected me because I used to hotwire my own car in front of the strip club.
They had to respect you.
Man, give
That's
a
a
fuck what
movie
people
scene
thought
right
about
there.
me
I'm
though.
taking that. I'm gonna keep that for a movie scene, just so you know. You get your credit though.
Well, imagine you been in the club and motherfuckers think you got all this money, you got all the baddest bitches around you, whatever, and they like, she high on her car, but nobody never even had the heart enough to even say that to me because they know I would do fuck. I would do whatever in the scooter bike. I'm the same person, no matter if I'm walking on feet, treadmill, Chevy Lumina. I just like I carry it on my shoulders. You feel me? So
The
I
young
was in the back of that
Lumina.
joint, and
You got to do that.
it was raining.
Go
It
ahead.
was
Go ahead.
raining. It was in Arizona. It was raining. It was hot as shit. And I said, damn, it's hot. Don't nobody want to wear jackets all the time. Like, I wasn't really catering, like, what do men do? Men just like walking around with umbrellas on. Like, you know what I'm saying? What do they do when it rains and you ain't got a jacket on? Like, so I was like, damn, what if your book bag had a hood? I was just like, and this at the time, I ain't smoking nothing. I was just sober, right? I was like, damn, what if your book bag had a hood? So I drew it on a Burger
Because
King
that
bag. I
do
used to eat
sound like a
Burger King.
really high thought. That do sound like a high thought. Like, yeah, what's up?
Bro, I really
A
never had
book
smoked weed
bag.
because I just know how to create my own highness and get high for like once I entered into that realm where I know as a creative, and when I think the more that I think creative, it was tapping into a certain part of my brain. I get so high over creating, I can get as high as I want, and I can only stop it if I just stop thinking. Then I can get higher again. I don't really eat weed or none of them type of things like basically to get high. So basically, it was a book bag with the hood. So I drew it on a Burger King bag, and I started to. I've been knowing Alibaba for like years, way before people even got hip to it. So I started to reach out to a few people in there, and I was like, nobody couldn't make it. And then I went to school in Europe before I even started creating the bag. So I reached back out to some of the kids over there. Their parents lived in China, and I was like, hey, if the Chinese people can't make this bag, oh my gosh, son, because these motherfuckers make anything, and they be ahead of us, and they never heard of this shit. I said, okay, I got something. So I went back and forth with the 2 manufacturers, and I kept trying to get them to make it. They couldn't make it. So I was like, I'm tripping. I went to school for making bags. Like, let me just really try to make a book bag. And I made the book bag, and I sent it to them. And then it probably had like one little wrong thing, probably like how the hood fit. The hood was kind of small. I said, nah, we want to make the hood extra big. So even if it's on a big person, still could fit. If it's on a small person, it's just going to get like a gothic look. But I'd rather go bigger than smaller. So I got the right, and then I said, these motherfuckers won't steal this, and I don't got no money for a patent. I need to make this bag so hard to steal that by the time somebody steal it, I'm already gonna be popping. So I started to change everything about the bag. I said, this zipper need to come off. This need to be like, if a person get this in a set, they gotta find me to figure out how to put this shit together. You want to study what it was, and that's how the Build-A-Bag came into the process. So from there, it was like a laptop bag. Then it came with a middle piece, and then the book bag came off, and then the front part turned into like a clutch. And then I realized like, okay, I can hook this bag to this bag. I started, you don't really realize that you designing stuff so you in the process. And I was like, damn, what if I could hook this bag to this bag and make a duffel? But then when I tried to do it, the zippers didn't really align right. So I was like, nah, so the next order, I'm going to make sure all these zippers are exactly the same. So then I started doing that. So I make sure every zipper is exactly the same. So now you could just switch out the colors of the bags, and then you could put 2 bags to make a duffel. And then I started thinking like, what if somebody wanted to make a baby bag? So I was like, all right. So now I got a front part where it's like it hold bottles, And then I worked on the changing mat in the inside for the middle piece where you can change the baby on. And I said, damn, what if somebody got a dog? So I made a dog window. So I just started thinking, like, what if somebody had? And then I just started creating everything that a person would be like, well, I like your bag, but I'm going to go to them because I got a dog. Or I like your bag, but I'm going to go to them because I play tennis. I started thinking, like, what could they possibly go to somebody else for? Let me make this bag do all of that. And that's how that, like, I came up with the builder bag thing. Like,
That's awesome.
that's pretty much it. But back to the question, you said the biggest celebrity.
Well, like the most memorable, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so the two would be, first of all, the first person to ever stop me with the bag was Spike Lee. First time ever in LA, I went in the sneaker store. The guy that's behind me, I feel like he accidentally bumped me or something. And I'm thinking he tapped me on my shoulder. He turned around with my book bag on and I got a hood on. And then I turn around and it's funny because like I'm thinking I'm little, right? But I turn around, Spike little. Like, I'm like, oh, I was like, what's up? He asked me, he's like, nice bag. I was like, yeah, I make the bags. So he was like, but it was smaller. So I was like, yeah, it gets bigger. It's called build a bag. But at this time I had one bag. So I'm showing him the bag. And you know, you ain't really understand the concept of like gifting celebrities because like I came from the hood. So it was like, man, this is about to pay my bills. I can't give you this. And it was only one. And I understood IP at the time. So it was like, nah, so I was like, his assistant was like, gift this to him. We're going to get your car. I was like, ooh. And I was like, nah, like, I don't got no protection on this. I was like, man, I tell you what, I write screenplays. Direct my first movie, right? And he started laughing.
Man.
And I said,
you hit the
yeah,
pivot.
I said, I was willing to give him this whole bag because I felt like my life story was worth more than this bag. Right? And this bag could be worth $1 billion one day, right? But even to this day, I would take the same deal because a bag is only probably 100th of the creator that I actually am, and I can make another bag. But I can't write another life story from my past. I can't make another me. So I would have traded it all for somebody just to direct my life story and get it to the world. Because I feel like once people know my story, they're going to be more interested in beyond the bag. I'm the bag. You get what I'm saying? So they would have been interested. So he was laughing. I was like, all right, I'm going to catch you in 10 years. You feel me? I'm going to still have my bag and I'm going to have my movie. And he was laughing. It was like, and you got him to laugh. And I was like, man, you do a video with me? And his usually the assistants or whoever the PR be like, it's $250,000, but he was like, nah. And I said, you holding the bag? You know, people be like, I ain't holding that shit. Nah, but he held the bag. So that was dope. That was the first experience ever, and it was Spike Lee. But the most memorable experience would be like Will Smith. I ain't gonna lie. Will Smith.
Okay. Well, hold up. Let's stay on that's the double back to Spike Lee real quick before we move to Will Smith. So
Right.
Spike Lee is in your life story, right? As the first person to ever, exchange with that Build-A-Bag situation, you know what I'm saying? And boom, bam. So shout out to Spike Lee and, 40 tons in a mule and all that. And you know what I'm saying? It's, 40 acres in a mule shout out to 40 tons cannabis brand. I was just talking to my homie from 40 tons. So shout out to 40 tons cannabis and Spike Lee 40 acres mule. And, yeah, man, that's a dope memory right there. How did the Will Smith thing?
I always wanted to get to Will because backstory, I was homeless in Arizona, right? So I used to do security and I was a mover and like event security, like office security and a mover. And that's when I started I was dealing with the aluminum, but the aluminum had broke down. So I used to walk like 3 miles a day. So sometimes a security job, I had to spend the night because I worked overnight and the bus route didn't run. So it was an outdoor site and they only had a bathroom. So I used to have to sleep in the bathroom, put the brick in front of the door. Imagine I got 4 degrees at the time and I'm doing all this. My man was in the NFL. I wasn't asking him for nothing. It's like I ain't want nothing. I wasn't doing my own, but I had this portable DVD player. So I only had 2 movies. It was Friday Night Lights because I'm a fanatic. I love football. And Pursuit of Happiness. So with the Pursuit of Happiness, I learned that on Will Smith, where it was like he really had time for bathroom breaks. So instead of working his way to the top of the list, he worked his way from the top down. So I made a list. Who my biggest actor I want to get to, who my biggest director I would ever want to meet, my biggest rapper, female, male. Then Will Smith was one of the biggest actors. So I was like, that was my person on my list, like at the top. So randomly, was this lady online, because I think I post music a lot. Somebody algorithms be coming through. So I seen this, it's like a hip hop. I think it was a Cassidy battle, and the lady had commented on it like, man, dope music. We need to bring this back. So I comment on there and say, man, I do music. I'm a rapper. Like you should listen to me. So she commented back. I DM'd her, And she kind of like, well, what else you do? Because from my page, you won't really know I'm a rapper. She's like, I see you make clothes. So I was like, yeah, I make these bags. They call it a swag bag. I should check them out when you see them. So she was like, well, the next time you in Philly, you should come past and I'm going to get a bag from you. So I said, what color? She said, yeah, bring all of them. I'm like, shit, she said, bring all of them. So I called my man in D.C. I said, man, I think I got a sale, right? Because this lady from Philly said, the next time I'm in Philly, bring all the bags. He like, well, where you know this lady from? I said, I don't know her. She just said, bring all the bags. So I put all the stuff in the car. I got down, drive to Atlanta, and then shit, we drive to what down they live in. Well, I don't really want to say where they live in, whatever, because once I tell you who they is, but they just live up there by Philly. So I say, bro, he on the way up there, he's like, man, do you know this lady? Do you even know it's a lady? I said, man, she said she's from Philly. She sounds like the way she texting and typing, it sounds like she good a little bit. What's the worst that can happen, right? So we get to the address. It's like a big ass house, right? And the gates open up, but they don't have like no initials on the gate or nothing. So we don't know who house we going to. So we get to the house. I get in there. I meet her mom. I'm telling my whole story about like watching the pursuit of happiness, being homeless, just how I created this brand. So I probably had like 5 or 6 bags. And I said, which bags y'all want? And she said, yeah, we're gonna take everything. I was like, okay. Then they was like, I was like, all right. So I said, it come to this much, but I'm so used to being a hustler that I'm like, but you can give me this. You feel me? I just naturally do that. I don't know why I'm like that. Just like, man, if I feel a person vibe and I know they really gonna wear
ready
it,
to get that transaction, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I wanted to give you a price, but I know you couldn't say no. Even though they probably just would have paid whatever the flat fee was, just that. I was like, you really like this, so I wanted to be exchanging energy too, where it's like I'm giving you something like I feel like I really rock with you. So they was like, all right, what's your address? Like my address. Like, we're gonna send you a check. So I'm like, nah. My man, he said,
well, you see how my bank account is set up is like,
man, check. I said, I didn't know some celebrities too, like in a few, because my man was in the league. So I was like, man, I don't even know who you is. Anybody check about it. It's like, my man was like, bro, look around, you know, they look at these ladies. I said, all right, it was good. It was good vibes. So I was like, okay. So I tell them the whole story about Will Smith and I get home. And then I get a check in the mail, right? And I never paid attention to the lady's last name. So her last name Smith. It's so funny. So I get a check in the mail, and on the check, it's kind of say like trust, like Will Smith. Like, I'm like, oh, y'all knew Will when Will paid you. This is what I'm thinking, right? You called him. No, it was his mother. It was his mother and his sister.
Wow.
It was his mother and his sister, bro. And ever since then, like, it never been a situation where I even contact them and say, man, can you please leave me with Will? I liked it them so much, especially with his mom, right? Because his mom was so big on like church. They did a lot of things with the Making a Wish Foundation. His sister, she ended up giving me like these candles. Like everything was just good. Like just being as a young Black female coming from poverty and knowing that they was really from Philly, the connection was so deep. It's like, all right, I don't got me Will because I already see I met the person that made him. I see you can't get no better than her, right? You feel me? Everything that he is, he had to learn from this lady right here. So after that, was like, all right, Will, you cool, whatever, type shit, right? So I got moms right here. She gonna teach me everything. Everybody don't think like that though. It's like, yeah,
Fresh Prince and the
Queen. I'm with the
Fashion
Queen.
Assassin.
Everybody, you said the Fresh Prince is cool, but I'm with the Queen and the Princess about it. So
Queen, Queen.
Yeah, so I
Fresh
just stopped
Prince,
past broccoli. And I always knew her favorite color was green, right? So she always his sister used to be like, man, you always bring something my mama gotta buy. And if it's green, she gonna buy it. And she's like, oh, you got something green for me? Cause bodies, whatever. So I had made a bag from somebody in Atlanta, like I started to do custom bags, but I put people's names on it. So it took a lot back then because I ain't had like a neoprene material for anybody to know. It's like that's like a material you could easily heat press on. With that faux leather, anything you do custom, you gotta do embroidery. So that takes a lot. And then somebody messed it up. That's messing up $1,000 bag. So there's one guy I did some embroidery for. Bag was like $1,500. He paid me. The next guy was his best friend. When it came time to pay me, he didn't want to pay me. And he kind of made like a comment like, I go to a real designer. I say, what's a real designer? Because you ain't talking to Ralph Lauren on the street. You're not talking to Gianni Givenchy. Who you want to talk to? Like, you start around with your bag. You can call Illy Cartier right now, and I'm going to fix your bag and your new bag. So I posted, I said, this is why I don't do business with our people. And she came through. She said, what happened? I told her. And then she said, what you want me doing? I think like 2 days later, like this weekend. And I said, oh shit, what's going on? She was like, I'm gonna be in Miami. And then the next time she talked to me, like probably like a day or 2 later, she said, where you at? She should have known where I was at. I was in Miami. Drove to Miami, get it with the bags. She was like, we gonna be on the set of Bad Boys 2, right? And I was like, by the time I got to Miami, I had 2 bags that said we ride together, we die together. Will name on it, my name on it, somehow, and I hit the road and went to Miami. And then she was like, "Yo, I'm gonna link you with Will." I never really knew too much of what was going on. I knew maybe like, okay, I knew who you was. The bad boy sat down there, but it was just a patience thing. So I get there and they like, "Well, he ain't gonna be here for like a couple of hours or whatever." I said, "All right, I'm gonna chill." I don't even think I had a hotel that day. I don't think I go to live place without a hotel. I don't care sleep in the car. So I waited. And then they end up introducing me to him, and I said, and I made this bag for you, my favorite. I'm never starstruck. I think the only person I was starstruck for was like Maya Angelou. Like that ain't somebody to be starstruck for. Like, so I was like, man,
Absolutely.
but I was like, this Will though, you feel me? So I was like, but I felt like I'm a star too. But it was just like that's somebody I grew up watching the Fresh Prince, like the wolves, like just him not having his dad there. I remember certain scenes from that joint where it's like you feel like your uncle had to play a certain role. Like it was like, man, I had a bar to say grandmother died and even leave me in the will, and my daddy wasn't there, but my uncle wasn't filled. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying?
mm.
I felt everything about that whole like generation, just like morals that was learned from the Fresh Prince. So when I met him, it was like, damn, like your show kind of raised me, like you kind of raised me. And then I feel like one of his PR people was like, they was about to block the video, and his mom gave him this look like it was like the look of God, like boy, you better whatever, whatever she did, you like he was like unspoken type shit. And he still did it. He like with the video. I know a lot of people probably like, man, I ain't doing no video and endorsing no product and all that. But I gave him the video, I gave him the bag, and he was like, "This fire." And then they was
Yeah.
like, "Man, Martin gonna be here in like 10 hours," and he from my city. So I was like, "Oh, I'm waiting for his ass. I'm gonna wait for Martin." But Will was different because I never knew that I was going to meet Will. It was never like even once I met his mom and his sister, the relationship was beyond him. It was the boys that stood like with that foundation of that family. Well, and it's
I
still
mean,
sticking with like they're still families to this day.
not only are you inspirational, but that story is so inspirational, especially in the context of manifestation, right? You were homeless. You wrote a list. You know, Erica Badu said, write it down with a real pencil on real paper and watch it become real, right? And you did that and walked right into the doors of Will Smith via his mother and sister via it's like the way it connected was clearly divine and that's inspirational, man. And I salute you for that hustle right there and that drive and that perseverance, you know, because that's what it takes out here, man. And that perseverance is clutch, clutch, super clutch. Uh,
I'm a firm
so
believer
I'm
of like
wondering, go ahead. What's it doing?
I'm a firm believer like I don't know at what age I got to this point, but it's like if I want to do it, nobody is going to stop me from doing it. If I want to go to space tomorrow, but I'm still realistic with my goals, right? But if I want to go to space tomorrow, I'm gonna find a way to get to space. I'm gonna go to space. You even gonna come with me? Yeah, I'm gonna find a way to space. Though. I promise you, I'm gonna get up there.
You
And that's
definitely
just like
going to
that's just like
holler,
how I've been.
holler, my bad, holler at Musk now. Yeah, go ahead.
I was in the White House correspondents dinner with them next month. October, April
Okay.
26th. I'm going to the White House correspondents dinner.
Well, hold
Yep.
up. So you said you're going to be at the White House Correspondents' Dinner with Elon Musk and them. When?
I'm pretty sure Musk is going to show up. Trump is the president. It don't take, I think, for sure him. And I'm pretty
Them.
sure. Like, I went last year. It was dope. Like, Biden showed
Okay.
up, Obama showed up. Like, yeah, people was looking at me like, yo, how you get in here? Like, what? I made this
Cause
invite
you
room.
do kind of be everywhere, bro. Like I'm letting you know right now, you kind of one of them enigma figures. Like, oh, she just gonna appear there. Like she gonna be where
The
she's supposed to
fashion
be at.
assassin.
Yeah, the fashion
Like the fly on the
assassin,
wall.
man. Yeah, you got a dream collab right now, like a big, like a artist, an actor, a fashion person, or any kind of figure right now where you're inspired from them and would want to do a whole collection together.
On music or fashion.
A fashion collection, but it could be a music artist. It could be any kind of person. You know what I mean?
Um, it'd be Erykah Badu. Just because she got that song called The Bag Lady. Everybody called me the Bag Lady. I feel like she's so androgynous. Like the hats that she wear, I feel like I could turn the hood of the bag into a hat that does multiple things. the song just represents everything I stand for, because everybody's like, oh, them bags won't get in my way. And the bag is like, my bags is my legacy. It's not a book bag. It's not just really fashion, but I just feel like how she is, the type of person she is, and everything that she stands for as a Black female, like I feel like that I embody that. You feel me? I feel like coming up in the younger generation, even though she's probably not that much older than me, we don't tend to pay homage to the ones who even laid any type of foundation. You might not have to build the house that I stayed in, but you laid one brick, and that was a brick for me to build up the basement to get to that attic. And that bag lady song is just me. I embody that. So she would be like the number one.
That's
And outside
that's
of that, it would
phenomenal.
probably be like Google or Apple. I would probably want to do a collab with somebody that never would even touch
Ooh,
fashion.
that's fire.
I would
Ooh, I
take that
like
to
that. I
another
like you
level.
took it there. I like you took it there. But it'd be cool too on the Erica. It'd be cool to have Erica co-curate the Malcolm X bag with you. You know what I mean?
Damn,
That could be
Erica
fire too.
co-curate anything.
All right, well,
It'll bless
Erica,
her.
man, Erica, you hearing us right now, man? You see this right now? Tap in, man. Hit him one up. Hit me up. And be all right. It's all good. So it's like boom, boom. Yeah, man, man, you really man, you really astonishing, man. You really astonishing. I'm truly impressed by everything you do. I'm not really a current topic type of person. This show isn't really built for current topics. You know, it's inspiration, it's art, it's a variety of different things around us, pop culture, nostalgia, all that stuff. But there is something I wanted to ask you in terms of fashion that is a pop culture topic, so to speak. It's like a hot topic item or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'm wondering what your thoughts are in terms of. It's actually two things. One is going to be grounded, and the other is going to be fantasy type shit, right? But what do you think in terms of the conversation of like ethical resourcing and fashion and all that? And how do we basically, I think my question is, how do you think we can utilize fashion to help give back? However it's sourced, whatever, right? I know the sourcing is kind of the conversation, but that was just my inspiration for even this direction, right? The real question is like, how can we use it to give back? And are there any fashion designers out there that do really give back a lot with the proceeds from what they make?
Um, Fashion designers. I don't know really any, because most times like you deal with creators. Depends on when they like that creative and they don't really want to do on the full front, just their collection is on the full front. You really don't know what they do in their personal life. So I do a lot of behind the scenes work as a humanitarian, but I never really like, it's not like an artist where a PR follow me on around all the time. So I really never would know like if a fashion designer is really like giving back. I seen like it's a company called Tote and Curry, and I seen for the LA fires, I seen that they was out there giving bags away. So that's something that I can say put on the forefront there. I seen like a company actually give out and give to the community. Far as like resources, um, I think to be able to give back is be able to like, we need to see more collabs, right? Because if you do more collabs, it's almost like giving a person a fish rather than teaching them how to fish. I can teach you how to dress, or I could show you how to create the dress, and now that could feed your family, and then you could do a collab with somebody else, and then that could feed their family, and then when you do more collabs, I feel like more households is benefiting off the money. For real, for real. That's what I think. Far as like definitely resources, it's a myth with even like a cultural thing where people like, I don't want to say no names, but I seen the rappers say like, we don't have the resources to do what Gianni Givenchy did, or what Rob Lord did. But it's like, all right, well, bro, when y'all want to find the best style, y'all go find the growers. Y'all have no problem with going to Cali and going in the hills and find who has the best tree, right? So why don't you do the same thing and study clothing like that? You learn how to grow the weed, you figure out what the seeds are, and why don't you do clothing like that? Why don't you study fabrics? Like it'd be like excuses for a lot of different things, but I just feel like it's the collab, but it's also like it's the collabs. It's the collabing with somebody that's like he has more knowledge than me, and then people are not being selfish and like, how they always be like the game is to be sold, not to be told, right? But it's like I feel like I can't die with this heat like Pat Riley. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
know what I'm
can't
saying?
die with
You
it.
know
You
what I'm
die
talking about?
tomorrow. Like, it's in your brain. Like, and I know they're gonna auction my brain off though. I ain't gonna cancel you. They want this right here.
Study that thing. Mm-hmm.
I'm like the Einstein of my generation when it comes to fashion. It's definitely giving Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs. I'm definitely all that in the fashion industry. And it's like this lifetime might not understand it because I got so many inventions. Like I'm an inventor. Like you know what I'm saying? That's why I think I said at first my name was like my alter ego is like Illy Einstein because everything I do is like I'm not a fashion designer. Like I'm an inventor. I invent things that's like going to change the world like from 20, 30 years now that you might not even know. Like you see the bag now that you might be like 20, 30 years now. Like I never knew that bag was going to do that. Like they're definitely going to have to do an unsung fashion for me. Like I'm definitely going to go in that book. Like
Yeah, very futuristic. Yeah, very Jetsons. Yeah.
nah, for
Mhm.
sure, Justice. Yes.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. What's up with these aliens out here flying around on these UFOs and all that, man? You think if these aliens touch down, man, and pop out the UFO and say, "What's up?" You're gonna design something for them? You're gonna design a line for some of these aliens to
I'm
pull up,
definitely
man?
rocking with. I'm an alien. I'm definitely rocking with him. I feel like as a human, like when Wayne was saying, people thought he was tripping because they just like, but if he was a sober person saying that they wouldn't even second guess it, but because he be so zooted, they like he's just tripping. What kind of weed he was smoking back then? Like, nah, like sometimes I just feel like an alien is just like that's why they have the word alienated. It's just like more when people just think they are different. Like I feel like as a human being, the race, like some people are so have become so stupid or like so dependent on just like technology and everything. Then you have people like me that are like, nah, like I'm getting smarter as the world is getting dumber. So now y'all alienating me, right? So I am an alien. I think the other species out there, I think it's like a gamer situation. Like they're just pulling strings, like puppet masters. Like we are the other species. This sad, disabled.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely rocking with the aliens. Right, you can put me in a fight and say me that way. I'm pretty sure they operate ethical because at any time, if there's somebody out there that could just fly here faster, like in light years, then they could just delete us at any time. So morally, if you could delete somebody any time, then why wouldn't you just delete us? So you have to have some type of morals. We just kill each other and we live in the same, we all got the same fight. We don't even got to outfight if there's somebody out there. They ain't even got to fight. We fight. They can just watch us burn. We with each other. We know we need each other to grow or live and survive. We just taking each other out. I don't care what race you are. We just eliminating each other. People having a feel. It's like a spiritual field day going on right now.
man, elimination process, man. Like the Gravedigger said, man. Shout out Risen, man.
Sure.
Woo, man. Woo, you girl. We could talk aliens all day, man. We gonna have to come back on that, man. Yeah, man. I see. I think that another thought I was thinking too on my notes I was looking at right here. I was like, if one of your designs were to come to life and become a person, right? Which design would be like the most troublemaker of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the most, you know what I mean? Wild and outest one as a human.
Oh dang. Okay. So it was an invention I made, right? And it was like a car boat. So like in 2009, now they got the Bentley one. It's so crazy. That would be like that. It would be like because I know I could change it into like a plane or it was like thinking Transformers, but like car on water. Like that would probably be like that's my invention. Whoever made the Bentley, don't do it. I got pictures from 2009. I used to always tell my brother like, what if the car had a propeller on and it had the Lamborghinis right? People just be fly right in the water, and he just be like, yo, and he come back to me and say, bro, you just look at me like it'll be that invention though, like the car boat, because it'll come back like as a robot. I don't feel like I think about planes crashing, right? If a plane could turn into a boat instantly, or like you know what I'm saying, or a car could turn into a boat instantly, then when things is falling off the bridges or crashing into the water, so you hit the water, you turn into a boat. You good, you Gucci. Like that's how I'm looking. It sounds crazy, but I'm saying that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, war
Oh, I
winning,
need to
man. Yeah, we need
plug
that.
this charger.
We need that. Oh yeah, you good? Well, you know, what you call it? So what's coming up for you, man? What you seeing in terms of, you know, next steps you on this year? What's 25 looking like for fashion assassin, man?
You know what's crazy? Because something really different happened to me for this year than it normally do. Like usually, my fourth quarter is kind of like my chill quarter, and my first quarter is my upper. So last year, the fourth quarter, I kind of like was going hard fourth quarter, and then I came into this quarter. Like I have not been able to have a quarter off, so now it's like more proper planning. But I can say this quarter right here, I know I'm getting a like fashion icon humanitarian award from an organization 501c based out of Miami. It's called what is it called? Glitz and Glitter. It's like girl power, kind of like a like I don't want to say black girls rock because I think it's all racist, but it's really catering to like the females and what they're doing as philanthropists and like what they contributing to the music world and the fashion scene. And they do a lot for young females in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So they called me to honor me, which was amazing. And then once they said that they wanted to honor me, we ended up talking about like, okay, they have performers, and I was like, yo, nobody never paid attention to me as an artist. I was like, I think this should be a good day break to like I got clean music. Let me bring my music out. So they agreed to like doing like a mini fashion segment with my music, which is dope for me because I always be like, I got a story to tell, so you don't have to guess who I am. You can know, like, let me tell my story. So I'm doing that with them. I got the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I got a secret guest that's coming. I can't even really tell nobody that because we got to make sure they always confirm. But for me to take this person to the White House Correspondents' Dinner is definitely going to like go viral. It's going to break headlines. It's going to be like, how them two get together and it's this right here. So I'm doing that. I got a lot of big things I'm working on. My biggest things is really I'm gonna be 40 this year, right? So I feel like with fashion, you don't have a window. You could be 90 and be fly, 100 and be fly. I feel like with music, at some point you have some type of window. Depends on the age group that you're trying to cater to. Now, if I just want to be 40 and I said I want to cater to people that's like 30 to 50 that just want to come to concert, then I could rap forever. But my goal is like I'm trying to change the world, right? And I feel like the youth, saying teachers are the key, children are the future. So I feel like I'm at the prime age group right now where I can still get a 15-year-old to listen to me. I can still get a 16-year-old to listen to me. So I want to break right now. I see what the Doche just won a Grammy. I feel like with Kendrick going to Super Bowl, world rap is back, right? So I feel like, okay, so now y'all have to start fueling the industry with females that actually have something to say. Not saying they're not out there. I just feel like they're not publicized enough. And I feel like, now that's me. Like I'm in these circle with people that really have built the foundation of the music industry, and they know me, but they don't know me for music. Just like how you are, you're a pioneer. When I met you, we met in Hawaii. I would have never known that you've done all the things you do. And even as rapping, like I'm big on rapping. When people like I rap, I'm like, man, I'm about to go listen to you rap. All right, that's what it sounds good. I'm gonna tell you I don't like it, nah, bro. You be spitting. And then when I see not just who you tied to, because that mean they tied to you. I don't even listen to who you tied to because it's more like they tied to you because I met you. If I met them, then it's like, okay, you tied to them. But since I met you, it's like, shit, these people should be blessed to be tied to you. So I understand like the roles that I'm in. So I kind of like know how to sit there. And that's what I'm just learning. Like learning the who's who. And I'm talking about like emotional intelligence, like spirituality. Sometimes you deal with people that have been in the music industry and you might think that they're a certain type of person because like you might have a wrong encounter with them this day. And then as a human being, you sit back and you're like, shit, if I would have signed this contract 10 years ago, the music industry might make me feel like this too. And I don't want to deal with no new artists or everybody say they rappers. I imagine how many times people say that when you say you in the music industry. So I just sit back and I just polish myself up and learn like my goal is like, it's a rap. It's like really come out as a musician this year. Like that's one of my biggest goals for people just to hear me. That's why I said that Bag Lady song, because I feel like nobody came in the industry like really paying homage since like when Kim and them did Moulin Rouge. It's always like even when Nicki came out, they didn't make her come out giving homage to Kim, right? They made them come out competing, and then Remy and Nicki competed, and then Cardi and Nicki. It's always like what, but males do it all the time. They come out and like, man, they do the Tupac's over, and then the younger generation they do the Nipsey's over, and they pay homage all the time. But as a female, we're taught to compete. So I wanted to be the female that come out and be like, man, I love Queen Latifah, I love MC, like I love Lauryn Hill. Like I'm saying, I love Erykah Badu. Like I want to come out and be like, if I can get, I know I got the younger generation, right? Because I'm still alive. I walk around with jewelry on, however much money in my pocket, whatever time of card, and I'm not dead. You feel what I'm saying? So I know the younger generation has some type of respect for me that I can still walk around. And I don't have security. I don't gang bang. You feel me? I don't claim no set. So for me to be able to walk around and still be here, I know the younger generation respect me to a certain point. But that older generation, I want them though. You feel me? Like, cause my father about to be like 80, he did almost 40 years. I looked up to my grandmother raised me, so getting their acceptance is also like, okay, now I know that my aunt that passed away that was 60 and watched me grow up, I know she's proud of me because that's their generation right there. That 50-year-old with the hoes and everybody that's on the top of that. That's why I like what Spike Lee is like. This is the older generation that I grew up feeling like, man, y'all the reason I get to sit on the front of the bus. Y'all the reason I get to vote. Or y'all the reason I get to go to this college. I want their acceptance. So I feel like with my music, that's the only way they're gonna understand like who Illy is and why like I want to be accepted with that older generation. So that's the biggest thing. Music and stuff like that.
I mean, your music is just as phenomenal as your fashions, man. Like you're just a creative force out here, you know. You are industrial strength dopeness, you know. It's like yeah, all the way to maximum, this highest, this level, this of dopeness. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it pours out of you, man, and your vision gonna come true. I hope you live, you know, over 100 years, sis, and all your hard work pays off for your family, man, for real. You know what I
Just change
mean?
one
Like
person's
it's
life, man. That's all I got to
we
do is
out
grab
here
one soul.
pushing, man.
Nah, as a
Yeah,
musician,
and that's what it's about, the connections.
sometimes you do question it. It's not even about questioning God. Sometimes I can't think of how many days that I probably woke up and be like, man, I take 360 right now, right? Because you at the bottom, you had nothing. You was like that 360 might just give you 100,000 or 40,000 to get somewhere. And you like, I do it right now, and then you have a wake up and like, man, I'm worth way more. Not even just about the money, integrity, the morals, but
Yeah,
sometimes
right
people
back.
don't realize like, and when they see you on Instagram and it's this illusion that like you made it, but it's like what's making it though? Like, oh, they don't never. I seen this Instagram post yesterday with the rapper from Memphis, Big Boogie, right? And he broke down crying because his guys pulled up and they had the balloons and the flowers, and it almost made me cry watching it. You feel me? Because I'm like, people don't understand that like you get beat up all day by the real world, and then you come into this safe place with your family and your friends, and they think just because you got the belt, you ain't get your jaw cracked or your ribs ain't broke just because you won the belt. Nah, bro, I still got the wounds and the bruises. Like, so when I come in this house right here, I should feel safe. I should feel like wanted and loved. And it could just be flowers or it could just be a text message. Like, I send a few text messages out a lot and say, hey, bless us, King. Hope you love you. Or bless us, Queen. Like, I try to send that as much as possible because I never know who need that text message or nobody checks on them today. But it's like, then you think, like, I mean, I know they never wasn't taught to say thank you, so I don't dwell on your welcomes. like, like, well, my faith is really in God. I feel like the path is
Yeah.
already there, and I'm just following it. You feel me?
Yeah, the path is there and God is the greatest, period. And you know, it's an interesting reflection too, you know, in terms of society and how we think and move and act as humans. It reflects that social media presence, how everything is kind of the highlight, the good stuff. Even, you know, it'd be people out just going to the store and you might be depressed as fuck and you see somebody you know and you still like smile it off. You don't tell them, you know what I mean? You kind of just don't want to burden nobody with your shit or whatever the logic is behind it, right? Maybe you don't feel like sharing for whatever reason, you know? So that's just a human trait, I think, where it's like everybody ain't always ready to be completely vulnerable. Yeah. And that vulnerability is key. I know we lost you, girl. Where you go? Reconnecting. Man, just like that, technological bop bop, snap back. We right back, man. Things disconnect, things get reconnected. You know how everything goes. We've been reflecting on the life and the talents and the inspirational movement of Illy Cartier, the fashion assassin. Thank you for tuning into
Hey,
Industrial Strength Dopeness. And on the show, we can't end it any other way. We got to double back on the song title from the first part of the conversation. You put it in there one time. So we got you for one. We might add a match of percent, make it 2.5 or something. We'll talk charity later. But do you remember the
yeah,
title? Blessed to be
yeah,
alive?
blessed to be alive. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So now, in less than 2 minutes, we need to come up with a quick movie pitch. We're going to pitch it as a movie. Blessed to be alive, starring Illy Cartier and whoever we want. But we got to have a role for either Danny DeVito, Viola Davis, or Snoop Dogg. Got to put one of them in there. That's the rules. Right. So it could be
Dang,
a
okay.
drama, it could be a big budget, anything. How we see in that movie? Blessed to be alive.
Uh, Viola Davis. I probably definitely go with Viola Davis for real. And it probably
And you
be
can put
something where it's
anybody
like
else in too.
with Viola Davis. It probably be something with like I'm in a car accident, right? And then my car malfunctioned, but they trying to get me on some like vehicular manslaughter, like I was speeding. It's like a Tesla, but it really
Oh,
malfunctioned. Viola Davis like my lawyer,
ooh,
right? And
okay.
then Snoop probably be like a person that I'm picking up because like I'm driving Uber. So she definitely gonna have to represent me because you know he got weed on him. So now I'm definitely about to be charged with like you know.
Yeah, I like that.
You
We
definitely
talking
got.
like a crime drama energy.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's definitely like, and then it's like she representing me, but the whole time it's like he's trying to sue me for getting into the accident. He got weed on us. So I'm trying to fight the case that he got me in because he acting like the last customer left the weed in the car when he.
Right. Oh, there she goes again. She said she only had 2 minutes and her phone was gonna die. We got the movie pitch out. You heard it right there. Illy Cartier, Viola Davis, Snoop Dogg, Blessed to Be Alive, crime drama, Shwoontity Wham Bam. The elevator pitch was right there wrapped up. She couldn't have said it better. That's what it is. Another episode of Industrial Strength Dopeness strikes again. Y'all be blessed out there, man. Much love.